First question that I had, does Bitcoin actually have any utility? Is this asset even useful? And that's when I realized, actually, yes. I can send money from my Bitcoin wallet to my friend's Bitcoin wallet, and it doesn't even matter where they are. It's really similar to me taking a $20 bill out of my wallet and putting it in my friend's wallet, except for we don't even have to be in the same room. I don't have to go and reach out to my bank and say, hey, can I give $20 to my friend? Can you validate that I have the funds? $20 worth of Bitcoin is in your wallet. That's proof enough. You can send it anywhere. And you can not only send $20, you can send $200, $2 million, anywhere around the world, as long as you both have Bitcoin wallets and you have an internet connection. So that's when I realized, okay, this thing does have utility, because if I were to try to wire money from here to my friend in Australia, it would probably be difficult. I would have to go to my bank. I would have to do the wiring. I don't know if I can Venmo across countries. There's some trickiness there that Bitcoin just takes away. It's borderless. I can just send money anywhere, again, as long as we both have wallets. And the cool thing is I don't even need to check with my bank. It's just peer-to-peer. That was a cool first point. I thought, okay, this thing has utility. Maybe there is something here, which brought me to my next thing, which is, all right, it has some utility, but is there more here? Because if the only thing is that it's just like a global Venmo, okay, that's cool, but what else is special about this asset? That brought me to the second point, which is it's like digital gold. There's only ever gonna be 21 million Bitcoin. I'm gonna say that again. There's only gonna ever be 21 million Bitcoin. That alone makes it really scarce. And it also has the features of gold, which are the farther we go out in time, the harder it is to get at the unmined Bitcoin. I did a whole video on this called What is a Bitcoin Having? Definitely check that out. But all you need to know right now is that the things that process the transactions, from me sending $20 from my Bitcoin wallet to my friend's Bitcoin wallet in Australia, the things that do that are called Bitcoin miners. When they process a bunch of transactions, they get a reward from the unmined Bitcoin. And the critical point is that the farther we got in time, the smaller that reward is. So there's about 1 million Bitcoin that needs to be mined. It's already scarce, and it gets more and more scarce with each halving, because if you can think about gold, during the gold rush, in the beginning, you only had to dig maybe 10 feet into the earth and you get a bunch of gold. But then you had to dig farther and farther. And as we had to dig farther and farther, I'm sure what happened is people realized, oh man, it's actually getting harder and harder to get the new gold. So the circulating supply started to go up in value. So these two things pushed up the value of gold. One, we realized, okay, there's only so much gold. It's not unlimited. And the second thing was that the farther we got in time, the harder it is to get at the unmined portion. So those two things drove up the price of gold. Similar, these same exact two things are gonna drive up the price of Bitcoin. That's the second thing. It's a very scarce asset, and it's probably gonna be something that we look back on right now and say, wow, in 2025, Bitcoin was super cheap. I wish I bought more of it. The third thing that I asked myself, the third homework assignment I asked myself is, okay, this is cool. This is kind of neat, but is there actual institutional backing, or is it just random people who are doing this? Is it just some tech folks who like Bitcoin? And that's when I realized, actually, there's a ton of institutional backing. There's this company, MicroStrategy. Basically, the main thing that they're doing right now is issuing a bunch of debt and buying Bitcoin. It's almost as if they found a little glitch in the matrix. The lead of this company, Michael Saylor, I feel like he just found this little glitch where he realizes, okay, I can borrow a bunch of dollars, and let's say I have to borrow these dollars at a 5 or 10% interest rate, but I believe that Bitcoin is gonna grow at a 25% interest rate. I don't know if those are the actual numbers, but what he believes is that the rate at which Bitcoin appreciates is faster than the debt. So he's just issuing debt as often as he can and buying as much Bitcoin as he can. And this company, MicroStrategy, is not the only company that's doing that. Other companies are doing that as well. Additionally, there's other institutions. I read that Harvard recently invested in a bunch of Bitcoin. So these institutions are buying Bitcoin. And the thing about institutions is that when they buy Bitcoin, they don't just buy it once and look at their portfolio and sell it later like regular people. They just steadily accumulate over and over again. So if you take the fact that these institutions now are buying Bitcoin steadily and just slowly stacking Bitcoin, you realize, okay, there's only 21 million of this thing, and all these institutions are also stacking it. It has institutional buy-in. So it's not just a thing for people who are in tech, it's being globally adopted. So that was my third piece of homework. And I'll leave you at that for now. Definitely keep researching. I need to keep researching too. Hope you like this video. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, and I will talk to y'all on the next one.